betting on horses. We're on our way back to Elizabethtown, to pick up some parts for the motor he's been building for quite a while now, for the old war possum. It is a pretty healthy 2J, and what are we supposed to tell him? I just got to hold this.
It's a 4.2 out of a Trailblazer.
Yeah. Anyways, he's putting a 2JZ in a Trans Am. So we got the F-Body Bandit over here, coupled up with the crazy mind of Brad. This isn't too wild. Cooper has already done it once, and so everybody knows they work. The F-Body stuff, he don't want to get away from that platform. He likes it, and Brad doesn't like to get away from the 2J stuff because he likes it. So why not combine forces on that and build him something that they both want to enjoy? Today we're picking up the block, the whole rotating assembly, short block. His horse races on.
Block, all the rotating assembly.
The head is down here.
Assembled.
Head should be assembled.
Line of scans.
So assembled head, block, rotating assembly, billet mains.
Yeah, billet mains.
Any accessories, anything like that? No,
Just
nothing
what
like
the factory stuff was on
that. So we're on our way down here to pick all that stuff up. This is the same guy that we come down here and pick the Super up from. And once again, I'm not going to record at this guy's house. His privacy needs to be respected, as well as his name. I'm sure he doesn't want people to show up at his house, especially uninvited, or garage uninvited. But he does a lot of machine work. He does a lot of this stuff for a lot of your 2J style motors. He does, other stuff as well. But we're going to go ahead and pick up everything that Brad has, or not Brad, Jared has. Drop off a crank for this guy that belongs to him, that Brad had. And once we get everything in the truck, we will probably just video in the bed of the truck, not show the guy's house, but or address, but show you all the stuff that we're getting for his car, and just kind of go over and talk about what we got and what the future plans is for this car and the power level that it's going to be on. The turbo is a 8385 precision. So if you know anything about turbos, especially with that size motor, it'll give you a little window idea of the power this thing's going to make, and it is a lot. It is a lot. We're very excited. I know it don't look like it, but we are very excited to get our hands on this stuff, because he's been bought and paid for months now, and he's never laid eyes on a single piece. She's been sitting down here in boxes. The head was assembled, the block was took to a machine shop and was checked and honed or whatever all needed to be done. But so we're pretty excited to get to have this stuff in hand, that way we can continue this process. So we'll see in a few minutes. We'll make it down there and get the bed loaded up.
Main studs. He's saying that these aren't the main studs he ordered, but these are the brand new main studs that the machine shop gave me for that specific motor. So that is another deal all on itself. I don't know what to tell you on that, man.
But also, if those are a different part number and they're not yours, then that belongs to somebody else. So if we leave with them, that's somebody else.
That's why.
So
that's why he's giving those back.
I'm going to the machine shop Monday now, Brandenburg.
Okay. So you'll be going straight to that.
Yep. And I have every bit of interest to do so. So I get paid and you get your stuff. Like, I don't want this to go any other way other than you get your stuff and I get paid for the money that I've spent. I mean, it's that easy. Right?
So look here.
I mean, ultimately, I just think that you guys don't have to on something if it even involves going to small claims for it.
We're missing a variable.
This
The
is
machine
civil.
shop may have the answer to everything right now. I mean, it's that simple.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, their concern is apparently they haven't been able to get in contact with you. So you gotta.
Not true.
So okay, I'm just saying. So you gotta understand if there's I don't know who is out the money here.
Both.
Both parties.
He's out money. I
Machine
owe him money
work
today,
and actual
I'm missing
parts.
So I mean, we're both missing something.
Okay, so
right now.
so y'all
Thing
are
number
both
75.
pissed, rightfully so. Okay.
I'm not pissed. It's just I want to get
Yeah,
through it.
yeah, I understand. So, you know, at some point y'all are gonna have to kind of coexist with each other and kind of work something out. 'Cause as much as I want to sit here and
I think we've established that. So
do you think that?
I mean, the only thing is, what he's saying, he's keeping this end. I understand that, whatever. If I don't get my stuff, I'm keeping the money. The other stuff. But he's still keeping that hand too.
Which
Did you pay for everything that's in the car?
Everything that's in that truck I've purchased.
Did you pay for everything that's in the car?
that's all his stuff that
Okay.
existed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
The only
So the only thing that's in question
Area.
is that and the parts that's
That's
missing.
that, because the parts he ordered, I never received a list of what I was supposed to receive. So when I received the box, I took it to the machine shop. And he's saying, and I'm not calling you a liar, I'm just telling you, I never remember seeing
So
it.
let me ask you a question real quick. You have an itemized list,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Are those on the list?
I don't think it is. Because I just dropped it off.
So those aren't on the list.
I'd already had the motor.
I
So
never
it wasn't
received a
purchased.
list of, an itemized list of parts.
So you didn't receive what he has.
That's just his invoice to where he
And that was
purchased it.
a shop.
Okay,
That-
gotcha.
I purchased it, they dropped it. So,
So it looks like, which I know you drove 3 hours down here. It looks like you guys need to get in contact with the machine shop.
Right,
to
that's
find
what
out
I'm
what's
doing.
going on.
I was
Are
gonna
they
call
open right
them.
now?
No, it's not
was
till
already
Monday.
I was gonna
said-
call them Monday, but I'm just gonna drive them
Yeah,
at this point.
Only thing
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know
looking
if you
at-
want to meet them there or however you guys want to do it. I don't know what you guys got going
They're
on.
good dudes, man. They've
And
got
that's
no
what I
reason to
understand.
keep
I
your
understand.
stuff.
I just, you look at it from my side.
I do,
It's a
but
$1,000 worth of stuff. I know you're
$850 is what, we're in the same boat.
But, at the end of the day, if I don't have those parts, I'm still gonna be missing a cylinder head if you ain't selling that head.
Or driving it
Missing
to us.
$850.
And that's when you go
It's
to
the same
that's when you
thing.
go to small claims court
Yeah.
to deal with it then. Okay.
I know it
So
sounds
I would
like
give it
like
definitely give it to
but,
Monday.
You know, it's
Right, I
the
mean,
best
I-
way to set
I-
things.
Right, that's the
Definitely
main thing
give
is
it
we
to
don't know,
Monday
it could
to
be sitting
find
at the
out what's
machine
going
shop.
on.
I can't tell you definitively yes or no. I mean, they didn't withhold anything on purpose because they know how far I've got to drive to go
I'm
there.
not saying that
You
they
grab
I'm not
everybody's
saying
info.
that they told me on purpose either.
Okay, cool.
Right.
You grab everybody's info.
I just got his. I ran
Sure,
You know.
sure. It just,
And I know.
you know
I
how I
know,
took it,
I know,
you
I
hand
know
me a
but
box
I
of
was
bolts and
trying
like,
to-
I'm
I
taking
was
all my
trying
stuff
to-
and not paying.
So, I guess I'll keep my money. You get the head, go to the machine shop, send me my shit, I'll send you your money.
If they've got it, man, it's, you know I will.
You wanna go ahead and write down the address to send it to?
But yeah,
So, and both of you guys, this will be documented on our part.
Right.
Okay. So if either one of you all come to the police station, it'll be documented that you guys
And I mean,
had a
that's better.
disagreement and ultimately it was resolved, just in case something else occurs.
Right.
You can always.
and by all means.
Now, if Brandenburg had like a theft or something, where the machine shop is, then you would have to go to Brandenburg local law enforcement for that one. Okay. But
Do you guys
this is
have
a-
your driver's license so we can document that?
This is a civil matter.
Excellent.
I'll text you my address. Bro.
You guys already have each other's phone numbers and everything.
You got my number.
Do y'all have any other questions or anything? Like I said, it'll be documented if you want to come to the.
Do we need to talk to Brad about his head, but while we're here?
No, his head's taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it needs to go back to Brad. If it's taken care of, then we can take Brad's head to him.
Well, that one you can. That one you can. We'll keep yours.
Okay.
I mean, you just gotta understand, a bare cylinder head does me no good. For $850, I'd rather have my $850.
One's got valves in it. One's got some valves. One don't.
If shit goes south, will you send me those valves and those springs so I ain't out of mixed states breaking valves and springs?
Yeah. I mean, I've got no reason to hold
I
anything here. That does me no
But you get
good.
what I'm saying on the valves and
Neither
springs,
does the
because then I've
bolts.
got a set of mixed match springs
Sure.
and valves.
I understand it completely. But you gotta understand, like, none of this does me any good.
I get what you're saying. So, I've been contacted.
All right. If y'all need anything else, just give us a shout, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
So by now, so by now we've got a bunch of stuff in the back seat. This engine builder, I wasn't going to say his name or his location of where he's at. He doesn't have a business name. He's now operating out of his house. We were unaware of that at first because the guy has been doing this for a long time and he's supposed to be a very stand-up guy. But he's a former employee for Dynasty. If you know anything about them, his name is Brock. No business name attached to that, no last name attached to that as well. But he called the machine shop the other day and went ahead and got the total bill and said, hey, you know, I'm gonna come pick this stuff up because we can't get a hold of this engine builder. The next day, he responded, finally. He jacked the machine shop bill up pretty drastically, and that was okay. You know, Jared was willing to go ahead and pay the extra amount because, you know, this guy's driving parts back and forth. That's fine. The guy got very nervous when we started going through the boxes. Well, when he started going through the boxes, and started getting very hateful when we couldn't find some main studs. There was actually a set of studs in there, but they wasn't Jared's. They're
ARP 2000 supposed to be 625s.
You know, like he said, the wrong studs. We told him, you know, you can keep these are not ours, but we need ours because we got invoices for all the parts
That
were drop shipped, signed for when they were delivered, for a balancer, some main studs, and the balancer bolt. And so Jared was like, man, you know, he added it up. It's well over $1,000 worth of missing parts. What do we do? And, you know, and I spoke up to the guy and I said, well, man, listen, if there's over $1,000 worth of parts missing, and, you know, we go ahead and pay you this money for the machine work and we leave, what happens if we don't get back in contact with you? Or that the machine shop don't have the parts that you keep saying that they do? Maybe. And I told him to contact the machine shop. He refused to do that. And he said that they were closed and there was no way to get a hold of them. 10 minutes after he said that he was on a first name basis with all these guys, he's been doing business with them for years. And we drove a long way down here to get all these parts for Jared's car. And now we're getting told that you're not getting all your parts that you paid for and had shipped to me. And I said, well, what's going to happen if they don't have these parts? I mean, we can't buy them again. They were shipped to you. You don't have them. He said, it's not my problem. Now, we have a problem. We have a big problem, guy. And, you know, we're missing a bunch of parts, you know, and it got to the level, and I told him, I said, you know, if you don't calm down, I'm going to call the law because you don't want me and you to have a problem. And he told me that I wasn't going to call the law, so I put my piece back in the truck. I'll go ahead and say that. And I picked up my phone and called the cops and said, hey, you need to get down here before we have a different type of phone call. And they did. They gladly showed up, and I kept my cool for the first time in my life.
Good job, Brandon.
Yeah. I kept my cool. I went ahead and told the cops, you know, we had an itemized invoice of all the parts, and he tried to keep Brad's head that was already bought, paid for, and everything else. He refused to let us have that. The cops, you know, let me go ahead and load that back up. And he kept Jared's head that was already paid for, but some of the machine work isn't paid for. The reason the machine work isn't paid for is because he owes him now. The machine shop bill was $460 or
$428 plus tax.
$428 was what the machine shop was charging him.
He said there was a previous invoice for 2 something.
Yeah, so somehow
figure.
420 plus 2 equals 850 now. So Brock is saying that Jared owes him $850.
150 of that was supposed to be labor for him doing his thing, clearance and stuff.
Regardless.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm just setting that right.
He owes him for machine work $850. He had the money in hand, reaching it to him, but said, I want all my parts. And he said it's not his problem. Therefore, why should he pay you $850 for machine work if you cannot supply us with the parts that are bought and paid for?
Right.
You refused to do that. And then you told the machine shop, or you told the cops, the 2 guys that were there, thank you for being so civil, but you told them that the head could not leave until it's paid for. It's his head. Granted, there was decking done to it. He's still got valves in that head. He's still got springs in that head. He's still got locks in that head. Titanium retainers. He's got all that stuff in that head that you kept. And you shuck on it, and it's in video, that Monday you were going to call, get his parts, and have them shipped. Therefore, you can get the rest of your money. But as of right now, Jared is out balancer, some really nice main studs, the bolt, and a head, valve springs, valves, locks, and retainers.
But just the head alone, I mean, we didn't pay him for what we owed him.
And rightfully so.
Right.
There's an offset difference in the cost here of what we
But
didn't
either
get
way,
to pick up.
You know, if he don't find the parts, he ain't getting his money. But he ain't gonna send the head either.
You know,
So-
we're at fear that he's not going to send the parts, and we don't care to drive back down here.
Right.
I know you're going to watch this video. We don't care to drive here. I've been here twice. The first time you sent us a super back after driving it on, you all seen the video. I didn't show him loading it because the guy can't drive a standard shift car apparently, and it kept stalling out and dying. And I didn't think it was right to make him look bad. So we loaded the car up, drove it back to the shop. I videoed Brad getting it off the trailer, and this thing rattling like hell, and I've never been around these engines. So I was like, man, there's some kind of solid roller deal or something. And you know, it's dark, there's no dash hooked up or whatever. So how was we to know there was no oil pressure? So now this very extremely nice Supra is at Brad's shop that just left this machine shop, or not machine shop, but this engine builder with no fucking oil in it, and he drove it. We've got 4 times that he has started this engine on a data log that he didn't realize was data logging.
Dated timestamp.
Dated, timestamped, RPMs, mile an hour, 0 oil pressure. Then there was one on one of the drives, I think he had 10 pounds of oil pressure, so he must have put some oil in it. And then that was when we loaded it up. We didn't know. But there's time data logs proving that before I picked it up that day, that car had been drove with no oil. And then you tried to say to Brad that I drove that car or started that car on the trip from here to there. I made it back on exactly what time that the map showed that I would show up to Brad's. They were waiting at the garage when I pulled in. That was in video. And you fucked this guy. You fucked Brad. Brad's paying for an engine now that he shouldn't have to pay for because of you. Now, you're fucking Jared over, and you're fucking too many people, man. It's time that your name gets out there. We got Monday coming up. Today is Saturday. Monday starts the phone calls. you was shook on it that you were going to have all of Jared's parts ready to ship out and located, first located. We will drive down here. We don't give a damn to drive back down here. We will drive across the country. But I promise you, you better make it right. Because we ain't coming alone on the next trip. I can bet your ass on that. Anything else you'd like to say? That pretty much covers it all.
You pretty much got it.
Fuck you, bro. You're a piece of fucking shit. Elizabethtown worked for Dynasty. I'm sure by now everybody else has already figured out how to fuck you. 7 foot tall, and you ain't so goddamn bulletproof when little fat ass me is standing there at your back, are you?
40 minutes at least.
Okay. Well, you just wanted me to start at Walmart or something then? That way it'd be easy to find?
Yeah, I mean, that works for me.
Okay. That'll work. We'll meet you there. Just holler at me when you get close.
Too easy.
Alright, see you, bye.
All right, we'll see.
Do I take this exit? No. Or wait, do I? So we make it about 90 miles, something like that. We make it about 90 miles, decide to pull into Lexington to eat. And here he comes. He found some parts. So we're going to get out and we're going to try to get these parts. So we just got a dampener box, the head. Did you get the crank bolt?
In the box, you said.
Well, we're just taking his word for it. There's tornado warnings in the area. We're almost 3 hours away from the house.
2 hours and 42 minutes.
How far?
2 hours and 42 minutes.
A little over 2.5 hours away from home. So we kept it civil, kept it short, and wanted to get out of the rain as much as we also wanted to get back home. He's going to open the box right now while we're recording. And I can't see anything in here. Is it there? Is it all there? Bolts there, balancer's there. We got Jared's head in the back of the truck now. And the studs are the wrong studs. We're not worried about it. We'll take off a little loss as long as we get the majority of our stuff back. I don't care who is in the right, who is in the wrong. If you're going to run a business, you try to make it right with your customers. You don't screw your customers over in the manner that you just done. And for that, sir, is the reason you'll not have no business from us or anybody in Eastern Kentucky. See you on the next one.